It's that time of the season, y'all, for your favorite show. Ooh, it's back and brand new. Ooh, so give a round of applause. Bronze Banter is back, baby. It's brand new with the same orange hue. So take a view while you queue, because this show was made for you.
You're listening to Bronze Banter. Ooh, new content, the answer. Headaches, hot takes, and your heart breaks. Tune in this week, surely there's no mistakes. We got you. Play Tuesday, talk Saturday. We got you. Tune in, yeah, don't make us wait. Yeah, you love that Bronze Banter. Yeah, you need that Bronze Banter.
Let's take our time saying hello to the host of the show. Say hello to Nerfed, an amazing manager, host, and former player.
She has a lot of free time.
Chobi, soon to be 3-row all-star in harmony.
Didn't he retire?
Pasty, lost 2 times in the same champ bracket.
How is that possible?
Sticko, his gameplay is as crazy as his takes.
Kinda cooking.
Wooly, new to the hosting game, but his claim to fame is all the same.
Come get your Bronze Banter, yeah.
Bronze Banter, 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 banter. Alright, we are now live.
Welcome back, everybody, to Bronze Banter. Crazy week. I think a lot of our rankings have been shifted by the things that happened this week. Definitely an exciting week because we have Pacey back. Welcome back to the show, Pacey, and Chovy. I forgot you weren't here last week either. You're kind of forgettable, Chovy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, for real. So base.
So we got the original crew. Well, not the original crew, but we got the crew back. So yeah, welcome back, everybody. How's Sticko, I'm gonna let you talk for like 2 minutes about March Madness. How's your bracket doing? Just so we have some early banter out of the way.
I watched half of a game, and my bracket, I haven't even checked it, but I believe it's complete dog shit. Not going well.
I believe in Princeton supremacy. That is all I will say. Because I had Arizona winning, and then Arizona is not winning anymore. I know there are 0 perfect brackets, Bubba. There were never meant to be any perfect brackets.
I have a perfect bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Must
sure.
not-
Me.
I'm not going for the perfect
No bad
bracket for
fault.
that. What'd you say?
As my brackets have never been wrong.
No, my brackets aren't wrong either. It's just they have to, they see my bracket and they pay everybody off. They pay the Princeton.
Yeah, I think I kind of just like get excluded from all the brackets simply because mine is just meant to win. It's not fair to anyone else.
It's valid. We're not going for that perfect bracket though. I'm going for the perfect harmony tier bracket. That's gonna be a banger. I already know. I have the Yeti sent me the script this morning. I have it. We're good. We are good to go. It's just about whether or not I want to leak that or not. So, but I think we are good to jump into our first topic because it's a topic I'm very excited to talk about, and I'm sure Wooly, you're also very excited to talk about. It's finally time for the geometric supremacy. Let's go. Geometric have dethroned the Koala Kings in theory, at least. Geo looked nuts in that match, and it was not one that I thought they were gonna. I thought that KK just were untouchable, and that they were just gonna make it quick and easy. But it was not quick and easy. In fact, if it was quick and easy, it was quick and easy for Geo. So Wooly, you want to talk about your team? You've earned it, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, Punku is a freak, dude. Like,
Amen.
that guy
So real.
is going fucking crazy. I mean, people are talking about him on Reinhardt. I heard people talking about, oh, he diffs Red Knight. I thought his Junker Queen is the thing people should be talking about. I think he went fucking crazy on it, and
Yeah.
no one else is playing Junker Queen in the tier. Like,
Yeah.
And Jazz Dragon Blades on Esperanza got Pharmacy out of the sky twice. Like, that's absolutely crazy to do that. There's the asterisks about this, right? Because Ascend wasn't there. You always have to I mean, that's the story of this season, right?
Yeah.
But Ascend is a good player. Caden had to leave late. I still think KK without those two players are really good, right? And we beat them with Cameron Caden on this map that's coming up here, Ilios. So they're still a really, really good team. They're still the best. I said it last week. Even if we beat them, I still think they're the best team. They weren't expecting us to play Bastion here, right? we prepped.
Bastion is crazy.
We prepped for Red Knight. He's a very aggressive main tank, and Bastion really punishes that. So, we did our prep. We played things that we thought would be good against them. That's why we played Junker Queen on circuit as well, because we just thought we'll play really hard and fast and catch them off guard. So we prepped really hard for this. Maybe KK didn't. They expected just to come in with a free win. That scrim bucks were kind of low and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But we showed up in the match, showed up when it mattered. They're still a really good team, and I think we proved that we're a contender for the championship too, though.
I despise the narrative of X player wasn't here, because that's every single time, man. And I'm guilty of it too, because there have been matches that Luminous and Halifights haven't had players. Even Jellyfish this week had 2 rostered players or something like that.
Not bad.
So I'm guilty of it too, but it's just annoying, It's annoying hearing everybody make excuses and cope and whatever, and it's just good teams beat good teams even when they're down their best players, So, and we'll talk about a little bit more about that narrative on a later topic. But I think people are going to discredit Geometric a little bit because of the Ascend loss and because whatever. But I think Geo have been just insane. I had them second in my preseason power rankings. And I think that they're delivering. I think that they're looking really strong. The match was just so fun to watch as well. It was such a fun match. They were very, very close together. So yeah.
Yeah,
every match was close. Every map was close.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this would have been closer if Ascend was there, but Geo looked like the best team easily. I think this is the best match Geo have played so far, and everyone on their team was just playing really well. It's the perfect culmination for them. So I feel like if Geo play like this consistently, they will be unbeatable.
Yeah.
This was their major test, and they certainly delivered. Yeah, I mean from here, Geo, you would assume just get a free 5-0 schedule. I would not predict anybody to be able to touch them right now.
I think their DPS line is just so criminally underrated.
Yeah.
Popped the fuck off this match as well. Good job, Proud of you.
I will say this though. I always believed in Geo being better than KK.
Let's go, VC.
I'm pretty sure I even
this was a surprise to most
I'm pretty
people.
sure I even put them over KK back in the week 1 rankings.
Yeah, they were slept on a lot because of their loss to Chrysalis in the preseason, but
we don't have to talk about that.
Shit just happens sometimes.
It happens. Stuff happens.
Yeah.
It happens, man.
Yeah, sometimes you just lose to Chrysalis, It happens to the best of us, Wooly.
We don't even get the rematch.
Hasn't happened.
We don't get to play them.
Oh, that sucks.
You'll play them in
We're in the
finals.
same
All good.
Yeah.
Damn, I thought that for sure was gonna happen.
Yeah, we're in the same pool and we just don't get to play them. It's really sad.
Unfortunate. But yeah, it just happens sometimes, and they literally Geometric signed 3 Koala Kings players, and then Sinop, who was nuts, and not Sinop. Sinop was one of the KK players. Who was nuts. And then they brought Jera back, and they just look like Churd was on the team as well last season. So like 4 of the starting players on this team were like finalists last season. And then they bring in and Jer, and they just look really, really strong. Criminally underrated, because I think a lot of people were expecting like GP flashbacks like KK to be the top 3 untouchable, but Geo are right up there with them, and I think this match definitely proved that that they're up there, if not on top of it. So
I think the coaching staff deserves a lot of credit.
Oh yeah.
Big
Ash's
turnaround for this
season.
team.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, this game was definitely more of a Geo played really well instead of Kowalking's playing poorly. Like Geo prepped very well, executed very well. It's just like everything went right for Geo in this match. It's very, very good.
Yeah. What do we start to worry at all about Kowalkings, or you think like I think they're still
they're fine.
They're still
top 2.
good.
Yeah, I think Kowalkings, like, not trying to put Geo down at all. They played very well. I think Kowalkings probably win this match like 8 times out of 10.
Yeah,
I think that's fair to say.
I ask that because like I personally like think that they're still second at worst. But I have a very strong feeling that despite losing to like the 4th ranked team this week, I have a feeling they're gonna drop to like 5th in the CCT power rankings.
Ooh.
But it's just that's how it happens.
Yeah, that's a hot take.
Well, I know, like that's just kind of what happens. Like it happened back in what was it, like season 8 when like Penguins were like unstoppable, and then they lost to Jersey Boys who were like second place, and then they go from first, like, literally like DP in season 8. They lost to Jersey Boys, who were like right up there with them in the top 2, and then they dropped from 1st to 6th, and they didn't climb back up until they like the week before they lost to Big Bang. But like it's just like that happens sometimes. So like I want to put that theory to rest now that KK are like struggling, because they're not. They're a great team. And despite a loss, I think they're still very, very much up in the top. So.
And I don't want to see anyone dragging down Drowsy DPS. Like, he played DPS in stage 1 for Geo season 8. Like, his DPS is pretty good.
Big fan of the Drowsy Genji.
Yeah, absolutely. He used to be a Genji one trick.
In his 14 accounts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you go, Stika?
I don't know. I feel like a lot of time the tempo that Geo was playing at was something that Kowalkings did struggle a bit to adapt to, which I really, really appreciate. I love seeing faster tempos, especially in Harmony tier. Just hard brawling on goofy ass comps.
Especially with the Bastion, like.
Yeah, that's a viable strat.
No, I know it is.
Sick. Trust me, my team is known for that. Trust we run that shit a lot.
I know. Trust me. Yeah, the Bastion is sneaking into the meta, kind of like how last season like the Hog like kind of snuck in and replaced the Monkey. Like Bastion's kind of just replacing Cassidy, and it's not fun to play against, but it's definitely viable. It's definitely bringing results to a lot of the teams who are playing it. So, definitely fun to see. Is it even more copium time though? Is it time to cope even more about the other team that, well, there were probably more teams, but the other team that had a ringer and started underperforming, I'll say. No vetoes, so we're doing it. Flashbacks. It happened. They went to 5. Midbacks are here to stay. That's great. Flashbacks went to 5 against Chicago Mafia, who were 0-2 before that. Now, this here. Chicago Mafia have had a tough schedule. They've played the 3 hardest teams arguably in their pool. Then again, well, I guess they haven't played Pause Champ yet. Then again, going to 5 with Mafia is not what you expect out of a Flashbacks caliber team. Then again, Flashbacks had a ringer, but I don't think that means anything. So what are our takes here on this match?
I think Flashbacks have a lot of potential. They are just not realizing that at all right now. This might be a bit of a hot take. I haven't been impressed with Juicer. I just don't think it is their meta right now. Right, because their tempo on Ryan is really, really weird. Sometimes they're engaging really fast, and sometimes they're just waiting for their team to poke. And when they're playing ball, their uptime is like really, really low. So I think if we get into an off-tank meta, Flashbacks are going to improve a ton.
From what I hear, or outside sources, I'm not gonna say anything. I hear they're having communication issues. Like,
it looks like it.
I don't know if that's true, Pasty, or not, but I hear that all the people who really communicated much was moved up from last season.
I think the only person that was mostly a cornerstone in our comms was Coco, and that's because he was just an amazing ult tracker.
Yeah. Do you wanna cope about it at all, Pasty? I mean, you weren't even there, so not.
I mean,
a little bit.
Bust your maps.
When I was good, we looked good. When I wasn't there, we looked kind of shaky.
I think you guys should have won Esperanza. You guys just made some like really bad mistakes.
Well,
and like let them get to 130 meters, and you just couldn't come back from that.
So here's the thing: is it's like Flashbacks played the 2 maps they lost are like Esperanza and Shambali, which are like notorious for being Nostalgia's 2 worst maps. Like they're the 2 maps that like like literally like Esperanza, the Reminiscence have thrown in a 100-meter lead like twice on that map. And then Shambali, that's the map that like Reminiscence just weren't prepared to play in the finals, so they lost that map. It's just, I don't know. It feels like they've kind of struggled to learn those 2 maps a little bit. But then again, like Chicago Mafia, I think took it to them on those maps, and they definitely not what Flashbacks expected. I think Kazi really impressed me on the Rhine. Kazi's Rhine was really strong. They were just able to play like way more aggressive, and it ended up running into the poke and the brawl, not the poke and the brawl, the poke and the ball comps that Flashbacks were running on those last 2 maps. They were able to just out tempo Flashbacks in the final, in the back half of the point. So
I think they definitely deserve the maps that they won.
I mean, I wouldn't make any like rash decisions yet. This is the toughest meta possible for Flashbacks, I'd say, like at least tank wise. Schuster's very talented, but not necessarily known for the Rhine or ball play.
What about the Diva? Why not play the Diva comp?
But yeah, I was about to say.
Coaches.
Well, the Diva comp is extremely difficult.
Ping Tyler, he loves getting pinged.
Be good then. Be good.
Yeah, please do ping Tyler.
Ping Tyler.
Like Diva comp is probably the hardest comp to ever be played. Like good in all of Overwatch, in my opinion. That comp is extremely difficult.
Champer doing it.
Yeah, Pause Champer's sick.
I can't Flashbacks to it.
Pause Champer doing it, and I think if Pause Champer can do it, I don't see why Flashbacks can't. I mean, I don't know.
That's Tyler, man. I'm not the coach. Everybody, ping him right now.
Go ping Tyler.
Ping him in Discussion Harmony.
Yeah, I mean,
any server that you share with Tyler, you can ping him.
all of them at the same time.
He loves getting pinged. He loves getting pinged.
I don't even know Tyler, so I'm not gonna speak on this.
I think I've talked to Tyler maybe once for BPL team. That's it.
Were you talking about Music Gangsters?
Yeah, they were in like call one time. That's the only time I ever talked to them.
I was almost on that team. I didn't have enough time to do it though.
It's unfortunate.
Tragic.
What do we think about Mafia? Because we've talked a little about flashbacks kind of being underwhelming, but what do we think of Mafia? Because I think that they definitely it's not all like flashbacks suck. They're bad and they're the worst team ever. Grr. I think a lot of it is you know, the Mafia played up in this match. I think that they definitely have been playing up this whole season. So
I think they're turning it around.
I
I think they looked. Yeah, you go.
I think they look very confident in their brawl comp. Their Mei and Ryan are very, very well synced. I feel like they're getting so much value out of the Mei. Like this is the perfect meta for them. I could see them potentially struggling in later metas. I'm not very familiar with Kazi's hero pool, but I think this meta in particular for them is very, very strong, and I could see them getting a lot of big upsets.
I think they've improved a lot.
Yeah, they have. Kazi was on Duckies last season, right?
Yeah.
Kazi was. Were they DPS for Duckies? I remember that.
I thought he played tank too then.
It might have been tank. I don't remember. Wasn't Ducky's main tank Impact?
Right, yeah.
Maybe Kazi was off tank. I don't know. I don't remember a whole ton of FBRD stuff from last season. But
because the DPS line was Kazi Cross, I thought. I don't remember. Whatever.
I don't remember.
I'm not gonna pretend like I remember. Kazi was off tank. They had two tanks. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that their Ryan is very, very strong. And I think another player who was doing really, really well was Clockworks. Clockworks on the let Clockworks cook on the Sojourn, and they'll pop off. Like they were hitting like all the shots in the world. It was really nice to see. And a lot of the time, like they were kind of the catalyst to end fights early. Like they would just get a pick on like Xeno or someone, and like that would just be the fight, and like they would they would just like win the fight off of that. So I think Clockworks is looking really strong.
In the two maps I played against Clockworks, he's really good mechanically.
Yeah. His mechanics are nuts.
Even I could know that, just being like half asleep during the game.
Yeah.
Chicago Mafia are a very, very, I guess, underrated team like going into the season. So I really, really want to see how
Stigo?
Not the blue screen.
He's fucking dead.
the
monkey's back.
Oh, he's back. But I don't know if he might not.
Oh my god.
He's not in yet. Oh, there he is.
Back.
Okay.
Alright, what were you saying? You cut off what I want to see.
I really want to see how they adapt to other metas. As well as like how far this brawl can take them, and like what's their schedule looking like, by the way?
I was just going to bring that up. So Mafia play for the rest. So they've played Flashbacks, Luminous Doodles so far. They play Positively Aggressive and Plunderers.
Those are two very, very possible wins.
I see the wins in both those.
Yes, Mafia is very strong.
Do you think Mafia won this match if Pasty never showed up?
No.
No.
You don't think it?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think they ran off the momentum.
No, because Pasty was like, I mean, you
Pasty
can
lost
this
a map.
more than I can, but like you.
That was a warm map though.
Yeah, like that's what I was gonna say. You were warming up on the Esperanza, right?
Yeah, I was literally like 10 minutes after getting off the plane.
Yeah.
Just booted
crazy.
Just booted up my PC.
Fresh from the plane. It's like the opposite of like North America's nearest airport or whatever. Yeah, like literally, like I think, like, and this is no offense to you, I'm sure you know that, but like I think that if they had just kept the ringer in, Flashbacks would have been fine on that last map. I'm sorry. But like I think that they probably should have just stuck with what was working. So, yeah. Any other thoughts on either? Good shit. Is that all you had to say?
Yeah. Yippee.
So let's answer the question once and for all. How much how mid are flashbacks? This is 2 weeks in a row that they've
Pretty mid.
struggled.
They're pretty mid. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't have them in top 8 right now.
Honestly, they're the gatekeepers.
Don't
of
have them in
Harmony
top
right now.
8.
No, I don't.
Wow.
They're the gatekeepers.
I think they just have like
Henna.
so much potential to do well that it's really hard for me to justify not putting them top 8.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Once they realize it, they're easy there, but they haven't realized their potential yet. So.
yes. Like I expect this to be the weakest we see flashbacks the entire season.
They so they play Luminous and Doodles.
We're losing
Is that
both. We're losing both.
losing both?
0-4.
Okay, well we knew that was your opinion, Pasty.
Elimination
Oh wait.
What do we think about specifically Doodles? Because Doodles are better than Luminous, as evidenced by this week. What do we think about those 2 matches? Do we think flashbacks can take it, or
Hey,
1-1.
Isn't this one of our
1-1?
I think we leave that for the Preds.
Yeah,
That's true.
top
That's true.
5.
Don't talk about Doodles. Talk about the other one.
Luminous
You
game?
think they can be Luminous? Yeah.
I think flashbacks are probably favored against Luminous.
Nurse, what's going on with? I saw you posted a LFT thing today.
Oh, well, let's wait until we're talking about Luminous. Hold on just 1 second.
What the?
What the hell going on?
Let's talk about a team that we have yet to talk about this season, and that sucks because they're crazy. The Strix are good. Strix are really good.
Sick.
Strix
Yeah.
are really, really good.
Amazing is amazing.
Yeah, we haven't talked about them at all this season. But they're sneaking in 3-0. They've been rising up in my power rankings. They're looking really, really good. So what do we think about? So they played fire breathing rubber duckies this week. And on the opposite side of this like storyline, FBRD have kind of been struggling. It's a crazy core. They signed pretty much the core of Ace High from last season, and I'll tell you right now, I don't think Ace High would be losing matches the way that they're losing, that FBRD are losing. So what do we think about these 2 teams? Where do we think how much do we buy into the struggle of FBRD? Is it just checking the schedule? And how highly do we think Strix can go?
I mean, it's just Ace High without their carries, basically. Like,
Vex is there.
Vex is
What?
there.
Vex
Yeah,
is there.
But Hypno and Nova, they're gone. Those 2 were crucial to that team having success, and I just don't think that they're fitting with this new team.
Yeah.
I think Drug's the best main support in the tier by far, but I don't think that the team's meshing as well as they're supposed to be.
If we're going to talk about best main support, I actually think Glimpse looked fucking great. Flashbacks.
I think Drug's better.
Looks kind of bad against Chicago Mafia. We talked about that, but Glimpse looked crazy good.
Fair.
So,
Alright, I just wanted to pipe up Glimpse.
You said Drug is better.
I think
Toby?
Drug's the best main support in the tier.
in the tier.
I think Nerf
Interesting.
is the best main support in the tier.
Aw,
Let's
go
Nerfs.
thank you. I don't need the praise. I cut you off, Stick. Over you.
I mean, I think I'm not sure exactly what it is, but looking at their play, they seem very, very like uncoordinated, trying to take 1v1s, which I think for a team of their skill should work like individually. But a lot of teams are like just playing more coordinated than we normally see at a Harmony tier, looking very, very, very strong. And I don't know, they're just getting out coordinated. They can't really abuse their mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
At least in terms of FBRD.
I think Strix are exploitable. I don't think they're as good as like KK, GP, Doodles, or Geo. Because like they leave Jimbo out on an island a lot. He doesn't get a lot of peel. He just like somehow Jimbo just lives. He just like
just kills
has the crazy. He just has the craziest fucking path feed, and no one can catch him. But he's like good teams will be able to take advantage of that. But not good coordinated teams. And they play weird stuff. Like they play in pharmacy a lot, which can be exploited against like good teams. Play it. So I think they're exploitable, but they play really well together. That's their biggest strength, I think, and they have good mechanical skill. But their biggest strength is how well they play together.
Something
You go.
Alright, something I am nervous about for Strix is their schedule so far has not been the hardest. Jersey Boys next week are going to be a very tough matchup for them, I feel. But I think their stage, like they could have another situation which happened in Season 8, where they do very, very well in Stage 1, and then they somewhat fall off in Stage 2, and then they like start to go back in Stage 3. Because they're going to be Group A, most likely. And playing against
that depends on this week, though.
It does, yeah.
Yes.
This week, I guess, would determine it.
Yeah, and playing against tougher opponents for them, I think it might shock them a bit, and might they might struggle for a few weeks. But
yeah. I want to say my piece on FBRD. I think that Vex, we talked about how like he's the carry and he's still on this team. I think he's underutilized right now. Because they have Sleepy G, and Sleepy G is like the FDPS god, right? Like he was like my like MVP favorite back in Season 8 when he was in Harmony tier. And I'll say he definitely seems a little bit underwhelming compared to where he was back then, but probably that's just like the insanely high expectations I have. Vex though is playing more of a hit scan role for this team, and I mean last season he was the flex DPS race high, and he thrived. He absolutely thrived. So you start to wonder like their DPS rotation is interesting because they're not gonna sub out Sleepy G. Sleepy G is like the face of that team, I guess, and also like an insanely good flex DPS. But Vex is also like an insanely good flex DPS. And what they're kind of doing is they're playing both of them, and then it's just like Vex is playing hitscan now. So I don't love that. I feel like I said, Vex is kind of being underutilized on the team. It just doesn't feel like his role, you know?
Yeah. I want to see FBD do a lot of experimenting with what comps they play instead of just sticking to what's meta. Because, like, they're going to be strongest when they play to their advantages, which are just double flex support or double flex DPS rather. I was saying, like Vex can play DPS or hit scan DPS, but I mean a lot more comfortable in flex DPS that we've seen. I personally think Vex was the best player last season. So I feel like them underutilizing someone as talented as Vex is a big mistake on the part of the coaching staff. Like I think once they get their comps figured out, they're going to be very strong.
Yeah, definitely. So speaking to that kind of, FBRD like never really end a map on the same comp they finished with. Like it feels like they always like kind of get overwhelmed, and then they swap to mirror. Especially when they're running into when they're on Brawl running into a ball or vice versa. Like it seemed like they would always, at least in this match, they would always like swap to mirror whatever was working for Strix, and that's not a great sign when like your initial plans aren't working out as well as you would have hoped. And it does speak a little bit to I think the struggles that FVRD are going through with like such a talented roster.
I think this team's over-reliant and overconfident with their mechanics. I think they know they're very good mechanically, and I just don't think that's working out for them. I think they're like, we can just diff these guys on what they're playing because we're better at aiming and shit like that. I just don't think it's working out for them, and I think they have to really find their identity instead of being a Ditto in Pokemon. And Like, come on.
A question: do we know what their coaching staff is looking like, if they even have coaches?
It's Lexi and Night Night's managing. I'm not sure if he's coaching.
Because
Yeah, I know.
I feel like a lot of their issues lie on them. I just just like feel like they're forced to play the meta when,
It's fair.
in my opinion, the best teams in Harmony Tier are the teams that make their own meta for what works for them. So,
Yeah.
they just need to play to their strengths more.
Who was their coach back in season 8 when they were going on like that crazy run?
Was it a night?
Was it just Night? I mean,
I don't know.
they looked really strong back then. So, yeah, I think
a different game and a completely different roster.
That's true. Yeah. I think that they just
Oh, Choi had a Choi helped with FBRD back then, I think.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah. That checks out actually. I think I do remember something like that. Yeah, it's they're definitely not up to where I think we had expected them to be.
Yes.
And I think you said this earlier, Chobi. I think that the loss of Nova is big, especially in a main tank meta where TIE Fighter is now forced to play the main tanks. Because a lot of the teams this season are going for just one tank. And it's working for some and less for others. So Nova was great. Nova was great last season. And I don't know. I feel like Ty is not playing the main tank up to par as to where Nova was at last season. And a lot of that's just adaptation. Yeah. I think I'd just give it time. But
also it's just pressure, you know, from being the only tank. It's just all of a sudden in a whole new game, it's just kind of a lot.
I have noticed a lot of teams that we expected to be very well are underperforming because they have like one tank who is an off tank player who is very, very good in Overwatch 1 but has struggled a lot to make that transition over to Overwatch 2, where you have to take more space and just play more aggressive. The two that come to mind immediately are TIE Fighter and Schuster. So I think if they can get that figured out, both those teams are going to turn into like top 4, top 5 teams very, very quickly. It's just you gotta work on that.
Is it do you think just call it for FBRD and then wait until next stage? Do you think that's kind of the play? Because they're a great team. I think it's just give them time.
Yeah, I think in Group B they could find their stride, or because I mean they are going to be in Group B, right? I believe so.
Depends.
No, that's not how it works. So this season, the 1 seeds get 1, the 1 seeds get A, the 2 seeds get B, 3 seeds get C, 4 is D, E is 5, and then everybody else gets Elim pool. So I think honestly, FBRD are kind of gunning for a C at best.
That would be the best. Yeah.
Which that's not as bad because like, you know, there's only like 4 teams in each pool and there's like 8 teams in each pool this stage. So like C is fine still, but yeah, I think that's the highest they can get at this point.
Either way, I think they could find their stride against competition on like the upper middle of Harmony Tier. I think they gotta play against a lot more diverse play styles so they can learn and I would also look into potentially like trying to find another coach like specifically for tanks, because that is their biggest thing they need to work on right now. They've said a few times.
I mean, I think back in season 8, like that was where, and even season 7, that was where FBRD kind of like hit their stride, was in stage 2.
Hydro Stiff.
Yeah, Hydro Stiff. So I think maybe just like give them time, you know, because that seems to always be the FBRD formula, is do like mid good or mid bad in stage 1. And then stage 2, like, you know, either defy expectations or like finally come to fruition with those expectations. And actually start like popping off. So, you know, we'll have to see. We've talked a lot about FBRD though. Do we have any other thoughts on Strix that we want to get out of the way?
They look fucking sick.
Yeah, that's very
really
true.
good.
They netted Mercy on Ilios, and that's amazing. It was accidental, but they still got a kill with it, so that's based as hell.
Yeah, I think Strix will struggle against more like competitive opponents. I think they will have like a bit of a shock against against better teams in stage 2, but I still think they're very, very solid.
I think,
I think they're gonna struggle in stage 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, we'll have to see what their competition is. But definitely a possibility, I guess. I think Impact looks really good on the tank, and I think that their ball comp specifically looks really strong. They're always on the same page. Their target focus is really good. So I think that from Strix is like a really good sign. They just look really coordinated on that, and it works for them. You know, if that works, and just keep running it. And you know, that's kind of what they do on a lot of maps, especially the Ilios. So
yeah.
Yeah. Do we wanna move on to the Plunderers? That's another team who we haven't really talked about. Actually, we're talking about a lot of the teams who we have yet to talk about this stage. And the main one for this topic is the PP Plunderers, who PP Bummers. Wow.
Banger.
They snuck out a win this week, but it was against Exhilaration in 5. Granted, they got a map 5 win. That's like the first time the org has ever done that. Love you, FP. But yeah, it's definitely they struggled a little bit. Oh, they did win last season. My fault.
They did.
Oh yeah, in playoffs they did.
Yeah,
they broke the curse in 5.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, they still you know, they went to 5 against Exhilaration. Question I kind of want to open this up with: do we think Exhilaration are just slept on, or do we think Pew Pew are like just kind of, you know, mid?
Exhilaration played. Their only win is against Positively Aggressive.
Yeah.
They took a real map of Doodles though, right? That was
They took a real map, yeah, a legitimate map off of that team. Not like the Chicago Mafia getting a forfeit map.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Exhilaration. I mean, I haven't watched really any of them. They could be good. I don't know. Hard to say.
Oh, Sicko's dead.
Oh, Sicko's dead again.
I think
Monkey's
it's
back.
both, to be honest. I think in both.
Because there's some bright spots on Exhilaration.
Yeah, and I think PPP they're underperforming heavily. I don't think they're gonna really come into form until stage 2.
I really like I think Exhilaration are fun in just the comps that they play. When they're playing dive, they're not playing ball, they're playing monkey. When they're playing brawl, they're not playing Ryan, they're playing Doomfist. And then the rest of it is just like copy paste for every single comp. Sojourn, Lucio, Kiriko, and then either Tracer or what was the other character they were playing? I think it was either Tracer or Cassidy. Let me check my notes real quick. Echo. They run a lot of Echo. And you know, that's like kind of just what they play is like the 3 play those 2. 3 of the players play those characters, and then like the tank and the flex CPS swap up a little bit. But yeah, that comp is very untraditional, but it works for them, and I think that's good for a team like them. I think as well, What was I had something else I wanted to say about Exhilaration. Oh, they look really good until their DPS start getting shut down. Because in watching that match, it felt like that was kind of the halftime swap that PPU made, because it looked like they were able to shut down the DPS a lot more, and that's kind of where Exhilaration started to struggle. So are we still working on getting Sego in here? I don't know if stream can hear you. We can definitely hear you.
There you are.
Yeah, my internet is not having a good time.
There's just one frame of Sticko, and he looks so depressed for me.
Yeah,
The one that's on
He
stream.
really
He's entered his sad
There we
boy
go.
arc.
There we go.
There we
it-
go.
Okay,
yeah.
so it's not even the one that was on stream. It was just like him looking like
Yeah, I just
Like-
yeah, it's this.
he just looks so depressed. But now he's back. Do we have many thoughts on this match? Kind of a I don't know.
I'm not even gonna attempt to cap. I did not watch a single map of the series.
Did this topic get added in late, or am I just lazy and didn't watch? Oh no,
I think it
I'm
was
just lazy.
lazy.
I'm just lazy and didn't watch it.
This guy.
All right, then that's fair. I
Alright.
watched a little bit of it, and what I can say is what I kind of already said. Joby Pasty, do you guys have many thoughts on this match?
I think if Exhilaration focuses on their win condition and plays more DPS centric comps, they're gonna be really strong in the middle of the table.
Yeah, they could beat mid backs.
They could beat
true.
mid-back. They don't play mid backs though,
They
right?
can.
Nah.
Yet.
Yet, yeah.
They could do it right now.
Wait till they're in your pool.
Playoffs.
They should.
Yeah, I mean a good reverse sweep from the Plunderers. I had one other thing I wanted to say kind of about two things actually. So PvP Plunderers, they look a lot better when Phoenix is in the lobby. I don't know if it's a comms thing or whatever, but when Phoenix was in, it was a lot closer, or like they were winning. And then the other thing is, we don't see it yet. But on this map, like, you know, PvP are still struggling. But like later on into this point, they swapped to something. So I thought that the Exhilaration comp that they've been running the entire series was silly. I mean, it worked, but you know, it's definitely not meta. But Plunderers ran Ball, Torb, Kiri, Moira, Reaper, and I want you to tell me where in that comp there's any synergy.
I don't see the problem here, Nerfed.
Basically, you should have a tracer in there somewhere, but
Oh, they're doing it perfect.
you like
It was
your
beautiful.
backline is just like unkillable, right? If they try and walk at it, and your ball, it's supposed to be a ball tracer, just like goes and harasses the backline. But you have like really good brawl potential with with the Reaper Torb, right? It's really hard to get into that with the Torb poke and the turret, and the Reaper just like kills anyone that comes near him. So it's like it's not a bad comp. There's definitely
Never
things that are
something I've
better.
ever seen. Yeah, I mean, it worked for them. They end up winning the map. It's definitely really funny. Because that comp is just not like that's not something you would ever see working in Overwatch 1. I don't even know what off tank you would play with that.
It'd
But
just be Sigma.
yeah, I guess that's kind of yeah. It worked. It's really funny and it worked. That's all I can really say. But yeah. Any other thoughts? I know half the cast didn't do enough research on this topic, but
My bad.
I was
You guys got
I
an
was busy
excuse.
I was
I
busy
do not.
dominating the robotics community.
placing 17th in the
Hey, we made the semis.
Every time I like
That's better
looked at
than
that
you,
match,
Nerf.
I'm not in robotics.
It means
better
nothing if
than
you're not
you
on
in
battle
Overwatch.
bots.
That's fair, yeah. That's better than I've ever done in Overwatch. But yeah. I guess then we can move on to the final like match related topic. Doodles or doodles? Doodles are doodles are doodles. And they're, I would say, right back to form with what you would have expected their season 8 counterparts to do. Counterparts meaning they're the Same roster.
Exact same team. Yeah.
Same roster. Same
much.
stuff. They picked up OptiBot, and they're doing the same stuff. They look silly. They're doing all the things. What do we think about Doodles? Cause so Luminous Cope. I said I was gonna try to not do that.
I'm unsurprised that they're still undefeated. I think this is just how I expected their season to go.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're gonna lose a bunch of maps, and I don't think they care. I think they're just gonna keep having fun and winning.
Yep.
My notes for Doodles consist of one sentence that says, "Play silly shit and do silly things." And they get away with it.
Play silly, get silly wins.
Mm-hmm.
They're just better.
They're kind of yeah.
Very goofy team. There's not much to be said. They're just. I think goofy just summed up that whole team.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Very good descriptor.
It's a very easy way to talk about this team.
They exist barely.
it's very oppressive. I mean, being in the match, like, you know, they looked just they were doing all the things. Granted, and this is not copium, this is facts. Luminous would have won Ilios had I literally pressed Q a second before I did. So surely, I know, yeah. Doodles, I think it was a close match. Maybe we can't talk to Doodles as much, but I think it was close. You know, being on the team, whatever. It was definitely fun. Besides the parts where we got rolled, there were only a couple of those. So Doodles, you know, on form, the team that they have always been. But what about Luminous for this?
How did it feel to be unretired?
Bad. I had fun. I had fun. It was a fun match. I'll enjoy going to scrims and stuff, but oh boy, I've got to play comp now.
Can we talk about your LFT post now?
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. So we lost Rim today. He's gonna be going off to just deal with some life stuff.
Greener pastures.
Yeah. So we're searching for new tanks. I don't know. Maybe I'll pull out like a Smurf or something.
Get Mr. Mountain Mike. He can come do the job.
I heard Stinky's looking for TM.
That's literally Clem made the same joke when I said that. He's like, I heard Sparty's looking for him.
Yeah, but Sparty tank is dog shit.
I saw Smoke playing comp again.
Is he actually? Wait a minute. Wait, no, he's Masters.
But he's GM 0, so it doesn't matter.
Oh.
Tragic.
It's so real.
The 5,000 SR cap.
If you happen to know any diamond tank players, you know, send them my way.
Diamond.
We are...
Drop them in the chat.
Did I say diamond? I meant flat.
Yeah.
I meant flat.
Make sure they don't know, by the way. Make sure staff doesn't know.
Literally today, one of the players I had like messaged me about the team. They're like, oh, I peaked like they said the real rank to flex. Like, I peaked GM and I'm plat now, but like I used to play in GM, so I'm really good. And I'm like, yeah, no. And they're like, wait a minute, I lied, because I had told them that they had to be below their peak all time had to be below Masters, and they're like, wait a minute, I lied. I'm actually a 34.99 peak player. Send me your profile, and they're like,
exactly. They just sent a picture of them. It's just like badly photoshopped.
Yeah.
Just the MS Paint 3499.
And I'm like, they sent me their profile. It's like, it's GM, and I'm like, okay, we can't sign you, dude. Like, I told you. And they're like, but I have a gold account. Does that work? And I'm like, come on, man.
That's a real EU moment right there. That's an EU moment.
See, if he hadn't told me, all he had to do was just tell me he was plat from the get-go. The admins do not have to know. They don't have to be any other wiser.
What's Don Cheadle's tank rank right now?
What is Don Cheadle's tank right now? That's a great question.
That'd be so funny.
That is a great question, Sticko.
That'd be so fucking funny.
He needs Sav to come out of retirement.
I thought about that, but I think Sav hit Masters. So.
Aw.
Did he?
Unfortunate.
Jonesy hit
Unlucky.
Masters.
Also, I literally
But
asked
he's
him
a
today.
Masters DPS now.
What?
Yeah, he is.
Jones
Yeah,
is crazy.
he's a Masters Junko TP. Pisses me off. His DPS rank is higher than me. He makes me so mad.
He's living his best life right now.
He is. He's broke. I'm up.
Draggy
He
turn
barely
out of
plays the game and
retirement.
he got the same rank as me.
I could. That's so true. Fellwinter. Oh my god, I love that take because yeah, literally like Harmony tier isn't gonna exist next season. Like I'm sorry, Eddie. I'm leaking it now. No, that's not real.
We're just
like-
moving it up. Harmony's not
what's-
Diamond Masters.
Literally, like Harmony isn't gonna be able to be a thing next season. Like
It's
literally,
true,
there's no
yeah.
plat players. Everybody is hit Masters because
Hey,
of this
there's
season.
me.
Yeah.
went by the default, I guess.
It'll be me and Chobi
I'll finally get
forever
my
in a
win.
1v1, and that'll be Harmony tier next season. It'll just be our record against each other. But yeah, there's no players. It sucks. I have some people I'm looking at.
They bronze.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all
Um,
we're gonna get next season.
I
That'd be
swear, it's
cool.
literally all gonna be like hard stuck gold players. I think Harmony tier is going to be mid next
A
season.
tier
I don't know.
full of nothing but rookies would be really entertaining to watch.
That would be
That
very
would.
interesting.
No, our job is gonna
Um,
suck. Oh, I
It'll-
didn't think about that.
It'll
Moving up the Silver Slander. Get it out of here.
Literally just a wheel of fortune.
Oh,
it'll be
my.
very interesting.
Who's gonna be in our
next season. I
top
don't know.
10? Spin the wheel.
I don't know if the admins have
We're gonna
anything
become
planned,
wood waffling.
but hopefully they do
Main
because
teams.
this
Wood waffle.
Wood waffling.
wood waffling. Wait, that's
Koala
actually
King's
such a
gonna put in
banger.
team.
Holy shit.
Wood waffling.
Oh my.
We'll figure something out. I guess, but yeah, Harmony is very dry right now. It's
Mhm.
practically Overwatch is dry in general. I can't find players for like it was a struggle to find diamond players for Jellyfish, and thank God I just for Halofites I literally just signed an already existing team, because that would have been
I miss the old rank system so bad.
This is
I
what
do
playing
too.
fucking
I miss
tank in the
Overwatch
current
1
meta
very
looks like.
badly.
I don't miss Overwatch 1 that badly. I miss the rank system.
I miss
More
Zarya
much.
meta. Bring it back.
I miss
please.
tank
my
duos,
God.
man.
I miss
tank
Jonesy.
I
miss tank
I
duos so
enjoy
bad.
Overwatch 2, but I definitely prefer Overwatch 1 if I could play
Me
the two,
too.
one of the two.
I think it's just a better
Um,
game.
Yeah.
Just more,
I think
more to think about, I guess.
there's a
Hot take.
possibility that you go Pasty.
Hot take, and it's extreme cope here. If Overwatch 1 didn't get replaced by Overwatch 2, Flashbacks win the tier next season.
I don't know.
Definitely not Extreme
Me-
Cup.
The
Definitely not
me and
Extreme Cup.
apathy duo went kind of crazy.
I feel like I'm in
Didn't
a
you guys
weird.
play slower?
But was it the Tasty Kiddo duo?
God. I think I'm in a very weird spot with this debate because, like, I feel like I'm better at Overwatch 1, but I found more success in Overwatch 2 in a weird way, like individually.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a very, very odd situation.
Would I rather take GM support or take the Pasty Kiddo duo? Big question. Tough one. What about you guys?
I would take
Get
the
a duo.
Pasty Kiddo.
My equivalent to that.
No,
I
you're.
want
no.
Me and Jonesy back together.
Yeah.
I would
Tank
love to see that.
duos,
I'd love to see
So
that.
fun, dude.
Nothing beats it. Nothing beats tank duos.
It's
Real.
Yeah,
It's-
that's the biggest loss.
it's a
100%.
different kind of synergy, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
a personal connection.
The
I don't know.
the
Like
like
romance.
support synergy
real,
feels
for real.
like not as good anymore either. It feels like there was more of it in Overwatch 1.
I think what
Yeah.
ruined support synergy wasn't the switch. I think it was Brig. I think it was Brig not
You
having
know,
the shield bash. Honestly,
you know that code that like people had during the beta era where like it was like Overwatch 2 but like all the changes. What if we just like get an Overwatch 1 code?
that's what I'm
Would
saying.
that be something?
I feel like
we
it's out
should do
there,
that.
surely.
somebody's got to make it if it doesn't exist already, and I want to run a tournament on that.
I mean,
I
like,
would have a lot of fun with that.
I think it would be fun. The only issue is like there are characters like Orisa. Honestly, the game would be Overwatch 1 would have been better without Orisa, so never mind. We just disable that character. We can run Sigma Diva instead for counter.
Orisa Diva.
Sigma Diva.
I just miss playing Bulldozer, man. Bulldozer was so fun.
There's all the comps.
I hated playing against Bulldozer.
Shit was so boring.
Every time we played against Bulldozer, it was fucking Ponku Doomfist. Fuck you. It's oppressive.
There was nothing. I've never been like as mad in a Trank match than playing against Sleepy Bear Doomfist last season against the defense.
Hey, Atlavino, stop making people play Doomfist. Sure.
It wasn't him.
Doomfist,
Not then yet, at least.
That's just Sleepy Bear not wanting to play
true,
May
yeah.
the Doom OTP.
Do we want to talk about the pool rankings then? Now that we've simped for Overwatch 1 in our nostalgia. Because yeah. No. It's coming to be that time where we can start to make predictions as to what the pools will look like for next stage. So as I already said in an earlier segment, I don't remember what we were talking about, but I said that it's 1C gets A, 2C gets B, 3C gets C, so on and so forth. The final 3 seeds get Elim pool. So we have enough done that we can start to look at which of these teams is going to get which pool. So do we want to go in order of pool, or do we want to start with which seed? What are we thinking?
Let's go in order of pool.
Okay. So let's start with Forum A. So as it stands right now, Onigiri are on top at 3-0 with a plus 10 map differential. Clairvoyants are in second with only a plus 7 map differential. Aimbots are 2-1 with plus 4. And I think those are the only 3 teams that are still in the running for A pool.
The top spot, yeah.
So who do we think? Who's everybody's favorite to win this pool?
I think it's pretty obvious.
I have Onigiri.
It's gotta be Onigiri, right? They've got the
Yeah.
got the map pool on top of like over.
Oh my god.
So I'm very interested. I think that
Sticker.
I accidentally joined a VC with like 20 people.
Oh.
Like 10 people.
Oh my god.
Funny as fuck.
I think
you asked me if I wanted to play Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes.
The threat?
I think that this is interesting. I'm also gonna move a little thing in there to partition it. I think that this is interesting because I personally think Clairvoyance is the better team, but I think that they aren't going to get a chance to show that against Onigiri, which is unfortunate. So I think that we're gonna see 2 teams at 5-0, but one of them just by default has to get B, right? So is that?
I think Clairvoyance lost a map to Freya though, and I really don't rate Freya. So I think Onigiri is now. I hate to like boost Stico's ego, but I think Onigiri is actually the better team.
Yeah, I've been saying this. I don't know. It's that easy for a guy like me, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I think Clairvoyants have much better coordination, but their mechanics are. I mean, their mechanics are fine.
I think Clairvoyants win in a head-to-head matchup.
Yeah, Onigiri have much better mechanics, but the coordination is slightly lacking, I'd say. So it's gonna be a very interesting matchup to see
I think it would be close.
I agree.
Yeah.
They're both 2 of my favorite teams.
I mean, in terms of like similar schedule, whatever, Onigiri will play Aimbots and Freya the next 2 weeks, so I guess we'll have to see from those 2 weeks whether or not like they have similar performances that they put up as Clairvoyance did. But do we think it's just automatic put Clairvoyance in at second?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a hot take for third, and you guys are gonna disagree with me, 100%.
Is it Basement Dwellers?
It's Basement Dwellers, baby.
Oh my gosh. I'm alright with that, honestly.
I
am such a big fan of this team now. After week 1, I absolutely hated them, but they've like made such big improvements that I fuck with them so hard.
Yeah.
Right, and they like convincingly beat Gehenna Gatekeepers, who probably aren't great because they're like roster issues and stuff. But we used to rate them kind of highly. And they went to 5 with Clairvoyance. Right.
We had them second. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
For this to happen, they play aimbots in week 5, and they would have to beat aimbots for that
I think they beat aimbots.
You think they beat aimbots?
Now that I think about it, they beat aimbots, I think.
Yeah.
I had aimbots up there, but now I'm rethinking it because of Wooly.
Yeah,
Wooly has changed your opinion.
I'm Basement Dweller's biggest fan.
Oh, they're actually sick.
Is that what we're running with Basement Dwellers for 3rd place? Look at the C pool.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, and then I think that would mean aimbots for 4th, because they would be 3 and 2 still, but they would be actually. So what's interesting about that is I think by default aimbots might be no. I was gonna say that they might have been higher, but I forgot that they got 4-0'd, so map differential is kind of interesting in this case.
Well, that's the thing, right? Aimbots got 4-0'd by Clairvoyance and Basement.
And they're sitting at +4 right now. And Basement Dwellers are sitting at -3.
Yeah.
How many teams get eliminated in Elim pool?
How many teams get eliminated in Elim pool?
Yeah.
I think it's only 8 teams make it out of Elim pool. 8 teams.
So 4 get eliminated.
There's 24 teams in the playoffs, and like the overall playoffs. So
8 teams get eliminated.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Oh, so I guess then only 4.
32, so I guess 7.
No.
Yeah.
You never know. Big comeback. Big comeback.
I could see it.
Oh, I guess that would be how it is.
Okay.
Okay. But I think what's interesting is even if Dwellers win that match, they have to do pretty good in these next 2 weeks to beat. They have to 4-0. They have to 4-0. Because map differential is going to be scary. So do we want to change that? Put aimbots higher just off of that?
They can do it.
I would rather put aimbots there, but
I think aimbots probably get.
I think aimbots are. I think it's more likely.
I think so too, but I like Dwellers. They can do it. I believe.
It's much more likely.
It's not a matter of who you like more, Jimmy. Do we want to?
It's biased. Sorry, they're 3rd.
I want to. Yeah, you know what? I'm Basement Dweller's biggest fan. I gotta put them at 3rd.
Gatekeepers 3rd.
No.
Maybe after week 1.
Do we? Alright, so this is good. I mean, it'll be a story and a half for that to happen.
I believe in the storyline.
I'll say that this is the less likely scenario, but just because of map differential, even if Dwellers win. But who knows? Maybe this will be the case. Wait, actually, you guys go on and talk about that. I'm gonna do some quick math.
I think Gatekeepers are next.
I agree. I think Gatekeepers.
Mathematically,
Gatekeepers are better than Carbon and Council and Freya.
Gatekeepers play the Council week 5, so they probably got a win there.
I mean, it doesn't matter who they're better than. It matters who they're better than in their schedule.
But but I'm saying I mean,
they're 1 and 2 with 0 map diff, which is pretty having 0 map diff when you're 1 and 2 is pretty good. They're probably gonna get 4-0'd by Clairvoyance next week, but they should 4-0 the Council.
They're gonna end with 0 map diff. Oh my god.
Yeah. So they should be.
I think they could win maps against Clairvoyance.
I don't think so.
I
I don't have any faith in that.
It's very possible.
Aimbots, if they win 2 maps, if they get a +2 on their map differential next week, I think it automatically puts Dwellers at 4th.
So they have
even if it's a
Dwellers have to 4-0.
Yeah. Dwellers have to 4-0, and aimbots have to play a map 5.
Or lose.
Or lose, yeah.
Map 5 or worse.
And aimbots
when they play
Onigiri.
It's possible, right?
Alright, it's possible. Alright, I'll leave it then. It's possible.
Let's play aimbots, right? No.
Dwellers play Council and then aimbots.
So they have to 4-0 both?
Yeah. Well, no, they have to 4-0 one of them. It is possible, so I'll leave it. So are we thinking Gatekeepers next is what I think I heard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think mathematically it has to be.
Okay. And then I have an interesting take here. I want to put Carbon at 6. It doesn't really matter because all 3 of these teams will get Elim.
Yeah.
It's
I
either
put Carbon at
Freya
6.
or Carbon.
I didn't.
I would put Freya there too, but I'm not gonna argue. Like,
Alright.
I only put 1 to 5. I didn't bother with the date.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, for speed's sake, let's do that. So these 3 teams are all Elim pool. So nothing really changes there. Okay. So as for Orem B, Pause Champ, I believe, have mathematically locked the A seed.
Yeah, they're
not mathematically, but they
right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They would
unless they lose both of them, and actually flashbacks. I don't even know who could take that spot from them right now in their pool.
So assuming they both go 5-0, Doodles and Pause Champ,
it would both be on 14 map.
Pause Champ get it. It's mapped.
Pause Champ, yeah, Pause Champ have mathematically done it if they both win.
Well, no, they would both be 14, right?
So even if yeah. So then it would be head to head, and since Pause Champ 4-0'd flashbacks, I guess then they would also 4-0. Oh, since Pause Champ 4-0'd Luminous and Doodles lost the map to Luminous, Pause Champ would be higher because of head to head schedule.
Okay.
So Pause Champ have in theory locked the 1 seed.
Okay. Well, that's if they win both their matches, which they probably will. Who do they play?
Exhilaration and PP.
Okay, they're fine. Yeah, they're fine. Pause Champs 1, Doodles 2.
I had Doodles 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doodles, yeah, I think are shoo-ins for 2 probably, unless they lose the flashbacks this week. But I think with how we have those teams trending, it's not favorable.
Yeah.
So 3 is interesting. 3 could be. So 3 could be. It could be flashbacks. It could be Luminous if Luminous beat flashbacks, or it could be Plunderers if they sneak in.
And just like. Could it not be Exhilaration?
It could be Exhilaration.
Or Exhilaration. Exhilaration have to beat Luminous this week and Pause Champ the last week.
That's not happening.
Okay, yeah.
I think flashbacks is 3rd.
Yeah.
I think flashbacks too.
They can beat Luminous without beating Pause Champs.
Because flashbacks 2-1 right now, right? They're gonna end.
Yeah.
And then they played Luminous last week. It depends on if you think they beat Luminous.
That'll determine it. But I think if it's like a close match, and Luminous wins, I think that there's a very high chance that Plunderers sneak in there. Because Plunderers play Pause Champ and then flashbacks. No. They play Pause Champ and Chicago Mafia. So there is a chance that I think Plunderers get higher seeded than Luminous, most likely. And if we have flashbacks at 3rd, I think we have to have Luminous at most at 2 and 3. So Plunderers, I think, have 4 on wrap.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of Luminous or Exhilaration for 5.
Who do Exhilaration play? They
play Luminous and Pause Champ.
Yeah, so they would have to be. It depends on who wins the Luminous versus Exhilaration game.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm gonna say Luminous. Luminous won that.
I might say Exhilaration.
Yeah,
really.
If Rim's getting like dropped,
true. That might be it.
I think Exhilaration. Yeah.
Oh, Luminous and Elim pool. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Tragic.
Like, preseason finalists, and now they're in Elim pool. Fucking hell.
Possibility. Are we doing that? We're putting Exhilaration here at 5th?
I guess.
Yeah.
So.
It makes the most logical sense to me.
Damn. Alright.
Then Aggressive and Mafia for the last 2. Okay. Going on to Indigo A. So here, I believe Geometric are 1.
Just go ahead and put them up there.
Yeah, put them up there.
Koala Kings too.
You think Koala Kings too?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of have to be. Oh, yeah, I forgot that there's no other 3-0 teams in the pool. So, yeah, Geometric. So a 4-1 team would kind of have to be.
I'd probably say Insidious.
Well, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because mathematically, it's going to be hard for them to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I believe.
Because
they're 0-8 on maps.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're 1 and
They
2
play
minus
Fighting
4.
Potatoes and Swordfish. They can easily get 4-0s if Swordfish is not.
I don't know. So I think
crazy.
Swordfish are actually gonna be good. I think
I don't know
Swordfish are
anything about them.
legitimately gonna be really good.
I think that they can easily get an 8-0 here if they play right. They scout for week 5 and then they just win. They just kind of
Crystals also play Swordfish, and then they get a bye. So even if both of these teams go 4, so if you think Insidious go 4-0, then it determines all of it comes down to Crystals versus Swordfish.
all of it
comes
think
down to
Crystals
that.
beat Swordfish.
I think Swordfish are gonna be sick. Actually,
I
like
think
hot
Swordfish
take.
beat
I think Swordfish
Chrysalis,
are gonna be
but they
sick.
don't beat Insidious.
Okay. So we think Insidious for 3rd then? Is that
I'm thinking.
everybody in agreement for that?
Insidious.
I'm
Yeah.
not, but the majority is. So put it up there.
Who would you put there, Wooly?
Well, it's just math.
I think
right?
Chrysalis. I think
Yeah.
by math. Like
It's either those two.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's hard. It's really hard.
So by that logic, Chrysalis has to be 4, right?
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Or
No.
well, unless
Honestly,
so they
Makos.
lose to Swordfish.
I have Chrysalis 4th.
honestly,
Makos play Geo and KK, so no, they are
Yeah.
not. They're staying 2 and they're going 2 and 3 with a -7 map diff.
So it's Chrysalis then I guess next.
Unless you run back
Um,
preseason.
Yeah, and Leslie run.
that would be a crazy storyline.
So
Holy shit.
what happens here then? Because
Swordfish.
this is
I think
well,
I
not if
agree,
Chrysalis are
actually.
there. So take away Chrysalis at 4th then?
Oh fuck.
no.
No, Chrysalis.
Go back.
Oh, this is
I don't know.
brain.
Yeah.
So hold
Too
on.
much math.
Let's do here. I have a freebie. There we go.
No. They're like one.
Two, three, two.
Why didn't we
Yeah,
think
yeah,
about that?
put him up there. Put him up there.
That's one.
Put him in 4th. Put Team 32 in 4th. They're making it, I believe.
Making it up.
The Fighting Potatoes have a chance. They could make it.
No, they
still.
don't.
No,
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
They don't.
They're sitting at +4 still on maps. They 100%
Yeah.
have a chance.
Yeah, and all their map wins. Like they're not gonna be able to win actual matches. So.
Oh wait, they play geometric. Okay, fine.
They play Geo and Insidious. They're going. They're going.
So-
there's 8 maps in a row here.
This is between Mako's sword. Oh, do we think Mako's are the last 7 or for 7 because they play Geo and KK?
They play Geo. And KK.
Yeah.
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 That's fair then. So then it becomes mathematically there's a chance that either Mako's or Potatoes
Swordfish.
beat out Chrysalis or Swordfish. So do we think? So I think if you guys are saying Chrysalis beats Swordfish, Swordfish would have to be 4th, right?
Well, Swordfish they surrendered 3 matches. I don't think it's possible.
They got to
that-
buy. They got to buy last week, so they.
Okay, they
got
did
one
say
win.
surrendered 2 matches. Okay, they forfeited 2 matches.
Mhm.
So they're 1 and 2 -4.
Yeah,
It's
Mhm.
possible.
they're the same wins and map diff as Insidious right now. They put Insidious at 3.
Who does Chrysalis play that isn't Swordfish?
They get a
Um,
buy.
Yeah, they got to buy.
yeah, they
so
gotta buy.
They got a 4-0.
I think
I think
by
Chrysalis
that they
would
go
have.
4th.
Yeah, I agree.
Any deniers?
That's what I had it.
Okay.
Yeah, I pretty much. same thing.
Then for Indigo A, we have Strix or Penguins fighting for the 1 seed, and I think it's Strix here off of map differential.
I think Jersey Boys beat Strix this weekend. Not this weekend, next week.
I think if
Okay.
they
Yeah,
don't
I
beat them, it's gonna go to 5. So it's like map diff wouldn't really affect. it.
Well, if it goes to map 5 and we're tied on map differential, what happens?
Then it's
Similar
three-
opponents.
Similar opponents. I mean, we have
Yeah.
similar.
Did you guys both play Disclosure? You guys play Disclosure.
Yeah,
you
we
guys
both played
both
Disclosure.
what? You guys both lost them up to FERD. You would if you in this scenario you both go to 5 against Jersey Boys. You both 4-0 Aries.
Isn't it?
It's gonna be hard to figure that one out.
Um,
I mean, I feel like I don't know.
do you guys both play
Strix
Disclosed
Why was
then?
Strix A? Yeah, we do.
Because-
We play Disclosed next week.
Strix
I
didn't play Disclosed in.
I think.
play Disclosure.
Okay.
There
Yeah.
is a chance actually. So if in this scenario where Jersey Boys lose in 5 to Strix, there's a very strong chance that there has to be a whatever
Like a
a
map.
tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Head to
I
head.
could do it.
Mhm.
That would.
But
Because head-to-head,
like preseason should take
if it does
into
go to
account.
No. Oh, hold on. Let's
If
do
it
something
does-
easy. Let's do something
No,
easy.
if it does go to a tiebreaker, I think Penguins win that for sure. Yes, Eminence, Mets.
Let's get that out of the way, because I think that's more likely than not the case.
Yeah.
Yes, I think Aries can somewhat safely be put down there too.
I'd have Aries there too.
Aries, not good.
Yeah.
Well, I think they're pretty decent.
They're solid.
It's tough.
They are in a tough pool.
They're in the hottest pool.
FBOD are always gonna be
Or on B.
fourth, no? Or unless they're always gonna be fourth.
I have
right,
FBRD
behind.
fifth.
Fifth.
I do
behind.
too.
You have them
I
behind.
didn't do math on that. Because I have FBRD actually in my like simulation whatever I did, I said that FBRD lose to Jersey Boys.
Yeah, I
week
did
five.
too.
So FBRD fifth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, disclosed
They are
are
gonna
rolling through
dominate
teams.
D pool. Holy shit!
Yeah, that is scary.
Yeah.
That is fun.
Disclosed are running through the
They dominate Gatekeepers, Acceleration, and Swordfish.
yeah.
Easy.
I want to say Disclosed for third, and Jersey Boys for fourth, because I think
don't
Jersey Boys only play close matches.
I think Jersey gets third.
So they would have to beat Strix and FBRD in not fives for that to happen.
I
And
don't
Disclosed
think
and
that
play
happens.
Galactic Penguins and Eminence, and I think that they 4-0 Eminence. And they lose a close one to Galactic Penguins. So I think Disclosed mathematically could very easily, more easily in fact than Jersey Boys, get third place.
I still think Jersey Boys beat Strix though.
Oh, I forgot you're on that. You're on that train. Okay.
I'm trying to figure out the maths here. God damn it! I was thinking about like making a spreadsheet to like do the calculations, and I'm like, oh, that's too much work.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Jersey Boys are good.
If they beat Strix, 3-1-5.
I
think Galactic has to
Okay,
be on
well,
top if you like
we-
believe that
Okay.
Jersey Boys are third.
Sure.
I do.
And Strix for what?
Strix would
Second. They're second, I think. Right?
Okay.
with Mapdiff, I think. Well,
I think they beat.
no,
yeah,
Jersey
I
Boys would
think
be
they beat out
second
Jersey
in that
Boys.
world.
Jersey Boys would
Oh,
be second?
okay.
Yeah, Jersey
Oh
Boys
my
would be in second
God.
because they would be 4-1, right? And Strix. Oh wait, no.
I think Strix fall to D then, or did they stay third?
Oh no, no.
Because
Strix
Disclosed
would
are
have the map.
4-0ing their opponents.
Sorry, yes. No, Strix would have the map diff because
To beat-
they only
Okay.
beat Jersey Boys.
I'm way too tired for this.
I'm
almost
struggling.
Is it Jersey Boys are second or third?
I think Jersey Boys would be third actually.
Okay. We'll leave it at
Right.
that.
Okay.
If we create the world that Jersey
Chobi
Boys
is
beat
envisioning.
Strix, yeah.
Well, everyone else could
Chobi's
talk.
dream world.
Jersey Boys would have to like
really.
4-0 Strix.
I believe. Oh.
Yeah,
Which just isn't happening.
I don't know.
yeah, I don't think so. So, looking at this, the pools then A pool would be Onigiri, Polychamp, Geometric Penguins. That's tight. B is Clairvoyance, Doodles, Koala King, Strix. I think Koala Kings just run away with that. But I think that the matchup against
run away
Doodles
with
is
any group
interesting.
they could be in.
I
You're
think
right.
still the matchup against Doodles is interesting. I think Doodles are a team that you can't sleep on.
That's true.
then
Doodles would take that
Steeple
matchup personally.
Is Dwellers, Flashbacks, Insidious, Jersey Boys. I think Flashbacks.
No. That's Dwellers for sure. That's Dwellers all the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Woo! Let's go, Dwellers.
That's Jersey Boys.
Woo!
D is Aimbots, Flunders, Chrysalis, Disclosed. I think that's a very interesting head-to-head versus Disclosed and Aimbots for first there.
Yes, I agree.
I think Disclosing better than Aimbots.
I think it's close, at the very least. Fifth is Gatekeepers, Exhilaration, Swordfish, FBRD. Do we think FBRD are able to figure things out by that point? I think if Exhilaration beats
say
Luminous,
so.
I think that's I think Exhilaration are a good shout for a dark horse in that pool as well.
I think
For sure.
I think if FBRD play the same way they're playing now, they win that pool.
So then Elim is Carbon, Luminous, Potatoes, Aries, Council, Mafia, Makos, Mets, Freya, Aggressive, and Eminence. 4 teams that we think are going to make it out.
Team 32.
Woo!
Team 32, that's number 1.
Team 32 for sure. I think my 4 would be Freya, Luminous, Makos, and Ares.
Mine
So
are
many good
Luminous,
teams.
Chicago, Eminence.
I think
Oh,
I think
Luminous,
Chicago might be a
Chicago.
shout.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think Chicago, Luminous.
I think Chicago, Luminous, Ares are the favorites for me.
I think
And
Chicago,
Mets.
Luminous for sure.
Mets.
All about the Mets.
I
It's
think
not
Ares
Mets.
are solid. I think Ares are solid.
Oh, the Mets, baby. I love
And
the
then it
Mets.
comes down to
So
between
crazy.
Mets, Makos, and Freya, maybe Carbon for that last spot.
I don't really see Carbon in there.
Carbon's on that.
I think.
So Freya or Mako.
Freya.
I think it's Freya. I think you guys hate Freya too much. They're not
like Freya.
bad.
I'm a Freya enjoyer.
I'm not a Freya enjoyer. I think it's just me that's not the Freya enjoyer.
Alrighty then. So with that out of the way, I believe we can get into our top 5 matches. By the way, that is not at all like realistic. We'll look at this when
Very
stage 5
realistic. I know
starts,
what
and
you're
this is
talking about.
not going to be anywhere close.
I know.
We're gods of predicting.
Yep. So let me pull up the matches so just so I know which order we're talking about them in. So the first match we're going to talk about is Aimbots versus Onigiri. One that's very crucial to seeding. Let's pull up the score or the predictions here. And you'll be able to see that. Drumroll. Oh wait, I'm trying to stall as much as I can pasty, although stream is also delayed, so I can't see until everybody else sees.
Wait, what?
Are you pulling up the logos?
Oh
No,
yeah.
it's,
Here are Pred.
NA prod.
Oh, I just wasn't listening.
Hey, Onigiri
okay,
sweep.
There it is. Onigiri sweep.
It's Onigiri. They are the best team to ever grace Tranquility. You can do no wrong.
Yeah, that's so real. I think Onigiri have just like kind of run away with the pool off of map differential alone. But Aimbots are not to be slept on, I think. Definitely not. So this one's close, I think, because Aimbots are looking better. But do we have anything in particular we want to say about this match? Because I think for me it was an easy pick.
I don't think it was that easy for me. I think Aimbots are in really good form right now, and it's gonna be Onigiri have to be on their day if they want to win this. I think that it's very easily losable, and I think they need to
It is losable.
warmed up and ready to play, or else they're not gonna get it.
Yep. I think don't sleep on Aimbots at all, but I think that there's, for me specifically, I think it's just Onigiri. They've impressed me a lot this season. Yeah. The next match we have is Doodles versus Flashbacks, which is another key one in terms of seeding. I think if we pull up the logos, this is going to be interesting. Doodle sleep. Am I behind? I think I'm behind on stream.
Comfy.
Yeah, I'm
Doodles
snoozing. This
sweet,
matchup
wow.
is a snoozer.
Who
Punk
put these
streaming
matches
with me.
together, man?
Wow. So I think this is interesting because I think if we're going off of the if we're going off of the copium angle, in theory, Flashbacks are back to form because they have Pasty, no? Because they'll have Milan probably as well. They'll have their full roster, so there's no excuse.
Like I said, we get 0
No
for
excuses.
Yup.
It's that simple.
Flashbacks lose this, they just suck.
We're mid backs. We already suck. We're mid backs.
I mean, Doodles is a good team. I
know.
wouldn't-
Yeah.
I wouldn't say Flashbacks are. If Flashbacks take a map off of Doodles, I think they're like starting the road to recovery.
Yeah. I think that this is crazy that we all 5 went for Doodles. But then again,
Is it really crazy?
no.
Well,
So
yours
last
is
week
not crazy, Pasty.
Last week was the
Look
only
at that
time that
one.
I ever we'll pick again. It's the last time I'll ever pick against Doodles again. So yeah. I had to do it one time. It was for my team, and damn it, we lost. But you know, that's what happens when you pick Doodles to win or to lose. I think this is very close, but I guess you guys don't agree with me.
I think it's gonna be close.
It could be. It has potential to be close.
I think it's gonna be map 5, and Doodles are gonna just 2-0 last control map.
I think Doodles are gonna fucking dominate. I think Doodles are gonna take this matchup personally.
I agree with Sticko at 0-4. Hard roll, hard roll.
I think Doodles take this matchup personally. I think 3-1.
Usual.
I see both worlds.
We've seen in the past, Doodles don't really like try at all unless they're playing against a team that is very hyped up. And
they want to make people sit down.
Yes.
I know Doodles are a team that don't feel like they've gotten the recognition they deserve, even with that championship that they have. And I think that if you want recognition, this is it. You beat Flashbacks in a dominant fashion.
Hear that, Pasty? Nurse really setting you guys up for failure.
We are gonna fail. You see my
prep? Flashbacks were 0-5. I think that it would be like a lot of people would take it as a feat to beat them, even if it's like an Elam pull team. You know,
not that hard actually. Not this season.
Yeah, not this season. Flashbacks kind of suck this season. The next one that we have is kind of interesting as well. It's FBRD versus Mets, and I think that this is another one that a lot of people are going to be sleeping on, but I think that this is close, especially since we're talking about how FBRD are kind of struggling.
No way, Pasty. No way. No way. 0 shot.
Oh my goodness.
What's going on here, bud?
Smoking on the Mets.
I fuck with it.
Smoking on that FBRD pack right now, man.
I'm wide awake.
Share the pack around. What's your take on Mets?
I mean, what can I say? Go the Mets, baby.
It's all about the Mets.
It's all about the Mets.
Right.
It's gonna be a win. It's a win. No doubt about it.
You didn't say that they were gonna make it out of Elam pool.
Hey, that's a group opinion. It's not my personal opinion.
You didn't say anything.
I actually did say Mets get out.
Oh, you did say it?
Okay.
Oh, my fault. A lot of people were saying they don't.
One or the other.
Pasty gets it. Pasty knows the angle.
Pasty understands.
He knows something we don't.
I think this is going to be a closer one than people expect. I think this could definitely go to 5 because FBRD a little bit been struggling. And
but like you look at the teams they're struggling against, and they're good teams.
Yeah.
Right, and they took a map of GP, and they took a map of.
Well, I can cope about that map all day.
We were down on player. Oh, okay.
No, we were not on a player.
Oh, you weren't on a player? Oh.
It was overtime, and they shattered to win the match. All right, my bad. Sorry.
But then they lost the map to Eminence, and it's the only map that Eminence have lost. Like they disclosed and beat Eminence 4-0. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I just don't see.
No, Jersey Boys beat them 4-0. I
just don't see a vision in which Mets are taking a map off FBRD.
I do.
I think they could.
I guess we'll have to see.
Unlikely.
FBRD are yet to 4-0. So I think this is one to watch out for. This is a sneaky one. I petition for this one to be in there. Because I think this is a sneaky win. Anyways. The next match we have is Strix versus Jersey Boys. Chobi, you've already said your piece on this match.
Wooly!
What?
You want to make a wager, Wooly?
Yeah.
Not even a minor. What?
Yeah, I'll do it. I think it's gonna be a 3-2.
How much you want to put down? $20?
Is it 20 Australian or is it 20 US? That's important.
US.
Oh fuck! Let me see the conversion rate. I'm gonna look out on my phone.
It is too much.
It's always been 5. It's always been 5.
I'm gonna up the ante.
Oh,
unless
wow.
you want to make it 5.
Let me look at what the conversion rate.
7,000
No, I'm not. That's $30 Australian. I'm not putting down $30.
All right, fine. We'll do $5 if you want to do that.
Yeah, I'll do 5.
All right, I got 5 on Jersey. Willie has 5 on Strix.
Yeah,
Do this right
I'm
now.
down.
All right. So, what do you
Jersey
see
have
from the
to
Jersey
win.
boys to beat Strix? Because I think Strix have been impressive, and Jersey boys have also been impressive. But, yeah. What do you see?
I mean, I just think Jersey boys are criminally like underrated still. I know everyone's still talking about them, and I think that our match versus Jersey boys was really close, even if we weren't like horribly prepared. I think Strix are going to play into Jersey boys' strengths just like GP did. And I think they're not going to do as well as GP did.
I was just about to say, I think Jersey boys heavily rely on the other team playing into them. And playing into their game and their tempo. And I think if Strix are able to avoid doing that, they will deal with this game somewhat easily, but it's gonna be tough.
I gotta say, I got 100% win rate on my betting history here. You should be scared.
Has Gap paid you back yet?
All good things come to an end.
Yeah,
though.
Gap is paying me back. Yeah.
Okay. We gotta shake him down if you didn't.
I can't believe Gap said Boop would go to champ bracket. That's the easiest $5 I've ever made.
That is the worst take I've heard in my entire life, I think.
That's a little silly. So the last match we have is Swordfish in their debut versus Chrysalis. This is one that we were debating between whether or not Chrysalis can find this or whether or not Swordfish. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
That's a lot of swordfishes. That was a lot of swordfishes. Wooly, you're the sole Chrysalis enjoyer. What do you think about this one?
Well, okay. So even if Swordfish show up, which they haven't yet, I know you've got inside information as they will, but even if they do show up, they haven't been a team. They've been a team for a week, right? Where Chrysalis has been scrimming for months now. I just think that they've got more experience playing together, and Chrysalis don't look that bad. If I could see a world in which Swordfish come out and just mechanics gap on tank, but I just think that Chrysalis is, because they've played together for a while now, they're gonna win. It's
like the season 3 Vancouver versus Vancouver when they brought in their new roster versus whoever their first opponent was. It's can their new core who's been together for a week, can they win? I think that they've had a little bit of experience at the very least. I think that Chrysalis have been struggling a lot more than I wanted them to. Is Sergeant Pepper actually joining Chrysalis, or is that just the
insert the gif where Batman's falling on the hole?
No.
Pepper's diamond on DPS anyway.
Oh yeah, true. I was gonna say because he doesn't have a team. So I would.
He was LFT for Discord.
Right now?
Yeah, I think I saw it posted.
Interesting.
Are jellyfish interested?
I can't say.
Hey, Bubba say him. Bubba's very vocal.
Actually, I was just scrolling up the free agents Discord, and it was there ages ago. Never mind.
Unless I left mid-backs to be a DPS in Discord, D. Get the jellyfish trial right now.
I wouldn't blame you.
We'll never know. You never ever know.
The nerfs. Can you look at Automod real quick? My message is not sent.
Fuck Australians. What are you doing to Australians, sicko? I'm gonna deny that one.
What?
I said, Wooly gonna Ocho me 12 doubloons or whatever the fuck Australians use. That was a banger, I bet.
I did not use that command. Damn it.
Must have removed your message. No.
Fuck us. But yeah, that's our top 5 matches. So I think it's time for the final segment. And this was one that I was a little curious about. I didn't know automatically who to pick. And then I went and rewatched the feature match, and it was Pomku. Pomku is my player of the week.
Woo! Yeah!
Let's go, Pomku!
Let's fucking go!
Pomku beating the mid allegations on the tank. Coming through. I heard a lot of people like this week telling me, like, when we were talking about this match, they're like, "Oh, Pomku is not the tank that that Geo need. They're kind of mid. The role swap isn't great." And Pomku beat all the allegations, so congrats to Pomku.
Fuck Pomku haters! Fuck Pomku haters!
Who said that? I need names. I'm gonna fuck him up.
Pomku's sick.
Pomku
might be the best queen of all time.
I knew he was insane back in trials, man.
Whoa. You're forgetting about the apathy Twitter montages, Sicko.
My
Calm
bad.
down.
The apathy Twitter montages do go crazy.
But that thing's went crazy. That
I
shit was
just-
wild.
Like
The
I
only
said, I
queen
didn't.
you need.
I didn't think there was anybody who I could really pick, and then I'm like, oh yeah, just Pomku.
Yeah.
Because the allegations about him being mid on tank were unwarranted. I'll say he proved it this week. His tank was insane.
He's
never
never been mid on tank.
Yeah. Like when we first started screaming, the dude would never fucking block a shadow. But he like blocked a lot of Red Knights this game.
Yeah.
So it massive improvements.
Red Knight's a really good tank.
Yeah, exactly. Red
Wah,
Knights,
wah.
very good.
I'm not gonna lie. The only other person I could even think of to give it to was Pasty because he went to France.
Went to
But yeah.
France?
Didn't you, or did you
How
go
was
to England?
French? How was
Yeah, how was France?
Oh no, it's,
Uh,
wait.
Paris was cool.
I thought it was England.
I went to both.
Oh, okay.
They're both pretty cool.
I think I went
EU
to-
ladder's kind of mid though.
So based.
Pasty will not be going to
Yeah.
EU Discord tier next season.
You
Unfortunately.
were playing against fucking Sparker, Hottie, and all of.
I played
all of
against
you on counts.
I played against KSA, Slay, and Psycho on one of my quick play games.
Did you actually?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Psycho was pretty mid though.
You played Overwatch on your vacation? What is wrong with
Of
you?
course I
Lucky.
did. Why wouldn't I?
Gotta clear off the rust, I guess.
It's Overwatch Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
For real. But that concludes it. That's all the segments we had to talk about. I don't want to go through and read all the stuff that's happening. There's things to watch this week. Oh my gosh, you'll get a ping in the Tranquility Discord when they happen. You should go watch those because I'll already have to read
Midnight
it
with
off
Thug
for
is
predicting
so awesome
Tranquility.
sauce.
Oh yeah, read that. They're doing the first what's it called? Hall of Fame inductees of the
Yeah, it's
season.
gonna be 2.
Yeah, there's
They
gonna be
missed
2.
last week.
I'm
Me and
saying.
Nerfed.
Wait, who were the
Me
2
and
last
You're
week?
already in, Joby, you know?
I'm in.
Who were the 2 last week, Wally?
What?
No one was because
Oh.
Thug was gonna present it.
Ah,
Now there's
Me
that's
and
why
Nerfed.
there's 2 this week.
I could have sworn I
mean-
saw you are like someone announced somewhere.
Chobi's in the Hall
They
of
announced the
Fame because
nominees.
yeah,
Oh, I
Chobi's,
might have been that guy.
Chobi's in the Hall of Fame because of Roll
so
Star,
handsome.
All Star stuff.
Monty,
Not
you're mid.
because of actual
Might have
not
been
because of actually
All-Star.
being
I
a
could-
Hall of Fame inductee. But yeah, me and Chobi were both on the ballot. I don't think I deserve it, nor will I get it, but I'm on there. So
You're the host
Who
of Bronze
knows?
Banter.
Yeah, what do you-
deserve it.
You host like
Yeah.
17 fucking
Yeah.
casts.
and
What are you talking about?
Host
You own
galore.
like you own like
Exactly.
half of Harmony tier.
Production
Yes,
carry
oh, no.
here.
You're stalking every team.
No, actually, what?
Actually carrying production right now.
talk me up, hype me up. But it was a vote, and the vote is done. So my ego boost is not going to win me a Hall of Fame inductee. But
Just
anyways,
wait.
if thanks apathy. We'll see. But that concludes it. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll be back at the same time, same place next week. So be here. Enjoy. Have a good Sunday, I guess. Bye. Yippee!
Bye.
Yippee! Bye,
Yahoo!
Choi. Yahoo!